everyone, and welcome to Positive by Design. Good people talking about real shit and easy to implement success methods. Hosted by Social Jane Media, brought to you by yours truly, Sarah Glenn. I am the creator and CEO of Social Jane Media, a certified social media marketing expert and the branding specialist that many entrepreneurs turn to. If you're looking for inspiration from other entrepreneurs and high-vibing humans, you're in the right place. So settle in, get comfy, and let's get started. In today's episode, we're chatting with Lauren Buckner. Lauren is an attorney turned entrepreneur who works with women to help them build an empowered life mentally, physically, and financially. Lauren is a seasoned real estate development attorney and has specialized in affordable housing and mixed-use real estate developments for the past 16 years or so. She is also the owner of Body by Buckner, a wellness company where she helps busy, high-achieving women learn to prioritize themselves and overcome emotional barriers to live healthy lives. While building her wellness business, Lauren began developing a business consulting firm to serve women, business owners, and entrepreneurs through general business and legal matters. She's now combined her in-depth knowledge of real estate, finance, and health and wellness to create her signature community, the Woman's Circle, to educate, motivate, and empower women to become financially independent, mentally sound, and physically healthy. Can I be in your community, please? This sounds incredible.
Yes, you can.
So, okay, I know the last time we spoke, we had a really incredible conversation. Like, we both came away from that conversation feeling really inspired and like really on fire. So what happened for you between then and now, and like what inspired you to create this business consulting firm?
Yeah, so you're right. The last time we spoke, we were on the phone, the Zoom for an hour, over an hour, right? Just really like sending great energy back and forth. So first of all, I just want to thank you for being like a really awesome business bestie, someone who, you know, I can just share, I could be vulnerable with, because I kind of got here literally from our conversation. You know, it was really something I had been toying with, how to show up as my authentic self and how to be really excited about what I was doing. I realized that there was some excitement that was lacking on the health and wellness coaching side. I feel like I wasn't going all the way. Then on the rest of my life, I would see things and hear things that I would like, oh, I really need to like, you know, tap into that. I need to share some, you know, thought, but I didn't know how to do that because I was trying to juggle having a health and wellness business separate from being this business real estate attorney that I also am. And so through our conversation and we were talking, you know, I was just you remember I was like, kind of like, you know, I really think that there's something missing. I was thinking about this, and I threw it out there, and you were like, girl, yes, I think so. And I was like, okay, sometimes you just need like that pretend best friend that's like, yes, girl, that's it. And so I was like, okay, that's it. So I sat with that. And when I sat with it and thought about what it could be, I just got really excited. And I was like, this is the right direction, because, you know, I really want to help women be healthy. And healthy is so much more than like losing weight. You know, it's really starts with like, what is your lifestyle like? What is happening in your world? And we know that economic power gives you freedom. Freedom generally gives you happiness. And I really want to create a generation, a world of happy women. And so to get to that happiness, I'm like, I need to really work with women, creating businesses, creating additional streams of income, tightening up their businesses so they're not just sustainable, but they can be scalable, that they can grow, and that we can all tap in, because you see all these percentages out here, women businesses not making it or not making the money that the male dominated businesses are making, and it has to stop. So I'm here to do that. And that's literally what has inspired me, you know, to go to this next level.
It's so exciting. And yeah, I can honestly say when we had that chat, like I guess a month ago or so, at least the time of this recording, I just knew, I could see in you. It was like, yes, you're super passionate about the health and wellness side of it, but that was such a small facet of what you're capable of that it was like, oh my gosh, now we see the vision. Now we see like what Lauren is just gonna run with. And like, oh man, that conversation just had me fired up because I was so pumped for you. I was just so excited to see, like, to see a woman completely owning all of all of her, right? Like saying, look, this is a part of me that maybe I actually discounted for a little while, thinking maybe it wasn't all that important, or maybe it wasn't a part of me that I really wanted to like grab hold of. But when you really put it into perspective, knowing that like all facets of you make you that whole well woman, and then running with that and teaching other women how to do it, oh, it's so exciting. Like it just kind of gives me like the whole body
Yeah.
wave. And
I
I'm like,
know, right?
oh, this is so good. So why specifically are you focusing on women-owned businesses?
Because women are left out of the game. Surprisingly, even though we really run the game, even if you look at the male dominated businesses, they are really run by women, at the core of it. But women, we're underrepresented and we are not valued the same. So even if we have the same product or the same business as a male counterpart, people are more apt to purchase and shop with the male owned business than they are with the female business. They will question the female business owner more than they will question the male business owner. And we just are not supported enough. And so I was like, I wanted to put a stop to that. Listen, I have been practicing law for now 17 years in the area of real estate development. There are not many women in the real estate development game, right? So I have been representing high functioning multi-million dollar developers in projects that are all over the country. And most times I may be the only woman in the room, for sure the only Black person half the time, right? In the room, I'm just going to be honest with you. And it feels lonely. And I don't really want other women to keep feeling like that they're alone. And I also don't want them to not feel comfortable looking for the resources they need, because maybe they feel like, they're intimidated to go to a male professional, a male lawyer, or a male business coach or consultant. But hey, here I am. I look just like you. I'm also a woman. I've struggled. And now I want to kind of take some of that away from you so that you can just kind of hit the ground running. Right. And I just want to bring some feminine energy to the game, still with that, that strong masculine, I guess, stride that kind of, we associate with the men, right? Chest out, nice and proud, but we're going to come in our high heels and we're going to be cute doing it.
Well, yeah, and it's just so important that you have that balance in life in general, that masculine energy with the feminine energy, right? The masculine is the doing part of things,
Yeah.
whereas the feminine energy is the knowing part, the innate sort of intuitive nature of it, the energetics of it, just sort of that connection piece. And you really can't have one without the other. Otherwise, you're just sort of spinning in a circle. It's like having 2 feet, right? One
Right.
takes a step, the other takes a step. You have to have that balance. And I love that you're becoming that conduit for women to say, like, okay, it's time for me to align with somebody that is going to help me build my dreams, because it can be a very scary thing when you have this thought of like, I want to build a business, I want to do this thing, but like, where do I even start? Best place to start is looking for a mentor in some capacity, right? Maybe it's a business coach, maybe it just starts out as a friendship, whatever that is. But that's exactly why I do this podcast, so I can connect other women with women that are doing the damn thing and out there providing tons of resources, tons of value, and communities that we can all plug into.
Yes.
And it's so fantastic.
Yeah, I mean, having the access, like you said, that we can all plug into is why I really specialize in women, because we really do not have enough places where we can find the resources and that we can actually touch that person hands on and feel confident and trust that they're really going to guide us in the right direction, because it is scary and it can be an expensive scary mistake as well, right? And so you really want to be able to make the right choice. And so I want to work with women who I can relate with and give them that access so that they're comfortable.
I love that. So how does somebody know that they're at a point in their business and their life when they need somebody like you, a business consultant?
Right. Okay. So I want to just acknowledge the fact that I come to this business consulting game like a unicorn. I'm also a lawyer. I'm just gonna put it out there, right?
You
Because
are a unicorn. You're amazing.
rainbows, right? But seriously, I'm also a lawyer. That's not generally how business consultants are packaged up. Lawyers do become business consultants, but a business consultant is not necessarily someone who also is a lawyer and who has been practicing and has, like, that hands-on legal background, right? So typically, you need a business consultant when you're literally starting to think about a business, because you need to work on a business plan. You need to make sure that you have the right foundation and structure set up. A business consultant can help you with that. If you've already started your business, if you're looking to just make sure that you're not missing money, right? Is there another way that you could strategize to monetize your business? Doing the same thing that you're doing, but maybe just going down a different stream. If you're having any operations problems, right? Operations means like some of your systems aren't working in the sense that they're not helping the business actually move. Means like sometimes you have to go back and look at what the plan really is. So the business consultant is helping you with those meat and potatoes, like the plan, the structure, again, helping you find additional value in your business. So you would know that you would need a business consultant, to be honest, if you have a business. Like, it never hurts to have at least a checkup with a business consultant at least once a year, if nothing more than to make sure that you've got all of your filings in for your state certifications, that your insurance is up to par. If you need them to just look at any operations that you have, if you need them to look at some of your contracts, and you can have a consultant look at your contracts. So if you are someone that has contracts with different clients or other service providers, you want to have a business consultant there helping you. Now, if it's a good business consultant, they're going to say, let's just make sure we run this by your attorney. So that's where it comes in, where I'm saying it's very unique, because I'm also the attorney. So that you need to actually work with me in particular, literally, if you're at home just thinking about you want to start a business, because we're going to talk about not just the business plan, but what type of structure. Is that a LLC, a corporation? Are you just buying a piece of property? Okay, are we going to maybe just put this in a trust? So we're going to start to talk about legal issues from the beginning so that your foundation is solid. We're going to make sure that all of your organizational documents are drafted, operating agreements, bylaws. If you are doing something like this, podcasts, interviews, we're going to make sure that you have your media release statements together, any type of disclosure statements together. If you have a business and you have a commercial property, I need to look at that lease. We need to negotiate that lease. So many times, especially women, we get afraid. We just want the space. I can't believe I got the space. I'm so lucky. Well, you're not really lucky. You deserve the space, right? You've done the work to get the space. It doesn't mean you have to lie down now and just take whatever they give you. So many businesses fail to negotiate these core documents because they don't think they're important. They don't think they can ever get changes. And I'm going to be honest, a lot of times business owners really skimp on their legal resources, and they're like, oh, I don't need a lawyer. It's like you dodge legal work like the Matrix. You're like, oh no, I'm good. And I'm like, wait a minute. If you want to start your business off on a solid foundation, right? Don't you want to make sure that literally your foundation is really strong? Yeah, it may not be the sexiest thing to talk about, but when I'm working with you to help you make money. I'm not necessarily here to be like, oh my gosh, Sarah, you're amazing. Although I will say that. I'll be like, you're amazing, right? I wouldn't even agree to work with you. But I'm there to say, okay, you're so amazing that I need to see your business match your amazingness.
Mm-hmm.
And so I'm here to help you make money. I'm here to make sure that every business decision you make is smart, that it's protected, that you're protected, that you're making money from it, that when we make this money, what are we doing with this money? Are we now investing it? Because another thing is, and I'm also a real estate investor. I don't think we really talked about that, but learning all this real estate game, I started to buy properties myself. And so I have that business also. So one other thing I like to do is tell business owners, it's great to have your business, but the goal is for you to actually not have to work.
Mm-hmm.
That's what it is. I want you to have your business, and I want you to have like a nice corporate structure where you can be somewhere else running the business. You're not working. But I also want, like, if you didn't even want to have this business anymore, you've used the money properly that you made, your profits, invested them properly on the back end, so that now you've got cash flowing from different streams. Some's a trickle, some's like whoosh, but you've got money, coins, as we say, coming in from everywhere. So this business that we're building is not just for this business. It's for the next investment. It's for the generational wealth that you're going to set up and leave for your family. It's for your financial freedom and your independence.
Oh yeah, you freaking nailed it right there. Like that's exactly what it is. Sometimes we can be so short-sighted into, okay, we're building this business and yeah, I don't think I am ready for a business consultant yet. But if you truly want to build that wealth that creates financial freedom, true financial freedom for yourself, you really do have to think about the long term of what happens with that money when you make it. If it's just sitting in a checking account, I mean, that's doing nothing for you. It's just a rainy day fund at that point. You've got to be investing it in something that can be that cash flow for you, because yeah, there's always ebbs and flows in business. So that's where that investment piece just really can be like a safety net to continue that cash flow. And oh man, that's just, you're the whole package, girl. I just like, and I knew whenever I spoke to you last that there was just so much. We were only just scratching the surface of like your abilities and what you can do for women. And so I'm so glad that we're having this follow-up conversation, because it's just getting me so excited to continue to collaborate with you and the work that we can do together, and how many women are going to listen to this episode and be like, light bulb. Yes, I'm not just building this business. I'm building generational wealth for my family and figuring out what that looks like, and having somebody right there to guide you. Like that's gold. So in that vein, I know you kind of touched on this a little bit, but what does it look like to work with you? What's that process like?
Right. So first, the first thing I want to do is I want to just invite each and every one of you all to chat with me. Now, I generally do not do that, but I'm going to just invite you to have a conversation, because sometimes just speaking with someone just helps you figure out, as you know, me speaking with you just helps you find a little clarity, in what you're doing. But normally what it would look like to work with me is I have 3 different tracks that I'm going to work with women with. And so the first is going to be really like a one-on-one business to business legal advisor. So there are small businesses out there who need a legal advisor, and it doesn't necessarily mean it's someone that I'll work with you every day, but I'm on your team. So when I have a legal issue or question, and I don't even just want to say issue, because we also have to stop associating lawyers with problems, right? I'm not a problem.
Good point.
Don't come to me because you got problems.
It's a preventative measure.
Yeah, right? There you go. I was like, what is the word? Yeah, I mean, you definitely could come to me if you have a problem, a business problem, but I'm here, like I said, to make sure that foundation is strong so we don't have the problem. So we have to stop associating like lawyers with problems, right? So I'm here to work with small businesses, entrepreneurs as their legal advisor, their legal counsel. So if you just need someone to help you with some of your standard contracts, if you need someone to help you, if you are negotiating a lease, if you're negotiating a NDA, if you don't even know what an NDA is, then we need to talk about that. And we would work together like one-on-one. Like I would be your attorney for your business matters, and you would have, an hourly rate that I would give you, and we would just work together as needed. Then there's going to be another tier, and this tier is really going to be for women who are, and it's going to be 2-part of a tier, women who are either at the tip wanting to start a business, and then that second tier is they have a business and they need to really, really zone in. So in that, it's going to be kind of like different modules, I think you could say set up, but it's going to be like an incubator. So you're in it working. So it's not like a coaching program per se. It's like we're working, like there's no babysitting. It's no like, oh, here's a video this week and maybe check in for 10 seconds the next week. No, this is what we're working on this week. And then we're going to come together. You would have done some homework. You would have been in the trenches working on whatever it is that wherever you are in your business journey. So that's how I'll divide up in 2 different tiers. And so that tier, that middle line, is really for that active business owner who wants to kind of get in there, learn some different things, do their own QC quality checks of the things they have going on, make some changes, and have me working with you. So you'll work together with a small cohort. And when I say we'll be working, we will be working. And so right now, right now, that's going to be set out to be an 8-week program. And so that's pretty short. And like, this is literally for that person who like is ready right now to get right into it. Doesn't mean we can't still work together afterwards in different capacity, but I'm giving you 8 weeks and we're going to really attack some things. And then the third tier is for that person. It's kind of like, I'm not sure still about a business consultant, but what you said sounds like I might need a business consultant, but I just want to peek through the curtains. And we all like that. And that is totally fine. And because I'm also like that, I've got something for you, right? So if you're that person, you're like, I don't really know, you sound good, but do you really know what you're talking about? Right? Right? Then I'm going to have a monthly membership for that third tier. And that third tier, I will nurture you and send you tons of value through email and through a private group. And then once or twice a month, we'll get together as a group and talk about different things, kind of teaching you just some ABCs, exposing you to some certain things, maybe taking a document 1 month and like really going through like, what are these provisions? What do these things mean? So that when you see them again. So this is like something for the person who's not really sure that they need a business consultant, or they're pretty good and they just want to kind of stay abreast of, ongoing facts out here in the market. And so, hey, they're like, I just want to stay tapped in. Then that'll be a tier for you. But it all will start with you reaching out, joining our email list. And I believe that that we're going to share that information. Mm-hmm. And in exchange, I'm going to send you right now, because I want us all to start this checkup process, a legal business checklist. Now, this checklist is good for you if you have already started your business or if you have not started a business, right? Because it's literally a checklist. So if you haven't started your business, it's going to be that, aha, these are the things I need to do. The first thing on your list should not be to go buy all the inventory. Mm-mm. The second thing on your list should not be hire a social media manager. No. Stay off of the Zoom or the IG lives that are telling you that, you can start your business for $100. All you need is $100 and a dream. Stop. Okay. Stop. There are a few other things that we have to do on the legal side before you buy the sunglasses, right? So I'm just saying, because it happens, right? You're like, oh my God, my business is not businessing. Yeah, because you didn't form the business. Where's the plan? What's happening? So this checklist will be great for you. If you haven't started the business, it'll give you an idea of what steps you need to take. If you started your business and you're like, ooh, well, I
missed a couple steps.
Yeah, right. Well, 3 to 4, but I did do 5. But does that count? You know what I mean? Then you're like, okay, Lauren, I need to talk to you. So there's actually a fourth way, and that's to have me work together almost like a half VIP day where we'll do literally a business checkup. So you would have gone through that checklist, the light has come on, and you're like, you know what, I need to like really get some one-on-one time with you, and we will roll up our sleeves. If you are in the DMV area, you will be able to have that VIP day in person. I know, right? Yeah. And it's not even extra. Like, it would be literally just a perk of being in the area. You'll be able to have the VIP day here. If you want to fly into DMV, you can have the VIP day in person. That will totally be up to you, but I will offer that. And if not, it will be, Zoom to Zoom, but it will literally be a day of us, sitting down, working through those things that came up through the business legal checklist. So that'll be a fourth way you can work with me. So there's a way for everyone.
Well, and I love that you're just telling people straight up, like, we're going to roll up our sleeves and we're going to get to work, and we're going to do the work that you probably don't want to do, but it's like absolutely 100% necessary if you want your business to be a successful, solid, sustainable business that doesn't have these, holes poked in it, that something along the way, when you found that success, all of a sudden, whoops, there's some legal matter that like you could have taken care of when you were small potatoes, and it wouldn't have been as big of an issue as it is now. And so, yeah, I think it all dials back to taking those preventative measures to ensure that you have a really healthy business from the beginning, as opposed to finding out later that it was a little unhealthy.
It's unhealthy. You're like, yeah,
Yeah.
I made some money. I did. I made it, but yeah.
Yeah.
And let me just tell you really quick, like when we talked about how you just said you make sure you don't have those holes. The things that a lot of times you think are not important are really the things that are important. I have had probably now in this last like quarter, maybe 3 or 4 women come to me who already knew like what I was doing and say they needed help. And I said, what's the problem? And they got a letter back for like grants that they were writing that asked them to supplement, their submission, which is actually generous because a lot of times grant people don't do that. They're like, you don't have your stuff, we don't care, right? So they wrote back. And so one of the things that they had on there was lack of organizational documents. And so none of these women understood, first of all, they didn't understand the terminology. So that's like something that's just going to come for free, being on my email list, follow me on social media. I'm going to continue, right? They didn't understand what organizational documents mean. And just for our listeners, sorry, there's something there. Organizational documents are the documents that you receive when you legally form your company. So articles of organization, if it's a limited liability company, articles of incorporation, if it's a corporation. And then there's another step that people usually fail to do, if they even do that, right? They forget to write their operating agreement for a limited liability company, an LLC, or their bylaws for a corporation. These literally are this is the manual to your business, how your business runs, how money flows, who's the capital contributors, how decisions are made. A lot of times people forget to do this step because they're solopreneurs. And so they're like, oh, it's just me, it doesn't matter. Okay, now you're going to apply for a grant or a business loan or something you want to now partner, because I'm also teaching women, let's start partnering together. We're the joint ventures. We need to work smarter, not harder. So that's also a part of what the Women's Circle will bring together. Let's match you all together. Go make some money together. All right.
Yes.
But when you do those partnerships, you want to make sure whoever you're partnering with, if you're a grantor, who you're granting the money to, has a real business. It has a plan, a corporate plan. That's what the operating agreement and the bylaws do for you. So none of these women actually had those documents because I'm just going to say they formed their companies themselves. They watched like a YouTube person that showed them how to go on the Secretary of State's website, which you totally can do, and click the button. But they didn't teach them all the other steps. Now you need to register for X, Y, and Z. You need this, this, and this. And so they didn't have this. Another woman had not registered for taxes with her local office. So she didn't know that she also had to go and register with the Office of Tax and Revenue. So she couldn't get what they call a clean hand certificate. And you have to get a clean hand certificate from your city or your state that says you paid all your taxes a lot of times when you're trying to get grant funds. She couldn't get it because she's like, I never registered with this office. I'm like, oh, that's like step number 3, like register with the Office of Tax and Revenue. So say all that to say that you think, Lauren, I still don't think I need you. Have you even done those things? If you're listening to me, have you taken care of those 3 steps? Do you know what the heck I'm talking about? If you do, that's great. If you don't, we need to talk.
Mm-hmm. Oh yeah. Yeah. Your services are undeniable. Like they're a must have for every business owner, for women that are thinking about starting businesses and want to do that. I mean, your services are a must. Like I'm so excited that we're doing this episode so we can be sharing this information because you're so right. So many people, either they know about it and think it's not important or they just don't even know. And so, awareness is like the first step to getting any shit done. You got to even know that it's got to be done in the first place or that it's even part of the equation. And I mean, awareness is a huge component of like anything that I teach about in my coaching programs or in my community. And so, it's 100%. That is it. And so you guys, this episode has been like pure gold. You've got to get into Lauren's DMs. And she is gifting you the small business legal checklist. This is a must have. I'm going to grab my copy right after this because I know that I need one too. It features questions and guidelines that you can implement like today, implement immediately. So head over to the show notes, get your copy, get into Lauren's Facebook group, the Women's Circle, and anything else you want to wrap us up with as we close out today?
Oh, listen, I'm really so excited. Literally, for real. Get that guide, that checklist. And when you download that checklist today, within the next 24, 48 hours, I'm going to know that you did. I'm going to make sure that I send you immediately an opportunity to schedule your free call with me. Please take advantage of this. I don't do free consultation calls at all. It's $375 to talk to me for 90 minutes right now. Right. And that's like gold, like free. So I'm going to talk to you for free. Make sure you set this call with me and make sure that you just make a commitment today to take your business to the next level, to take that idea to the next level, to start that business, and just to open your mind to doing something different, doing something that might make you afraid, but know that you're not alone. I got you. I'm holding your hand every step of the way.
This was so, so good. Lauren, thank you so much for being here. And I just truly appreciate you taking the time to share with everyone today.
Thank you for having me. Thanks so much. See you guys next time.
That was so much fun. I hope you found this episode helpful. If you want to get a shout out or maybe even inspire a fellow entrepreneur, go ahead and take a screenshot of yourself listening to this episode and tag us in your stories at Social Jane Media. Positive by Design is brought to you by Sarah Glenn, CEO of Social Jane Media, the branding and business coaching agency that teaches you how to discover your authentic brand, lead with value, and build the business you desire. If you're ready for more, head over to the Social Jane community. Link is in the show notes. I'll see you inside.